All right, so I talked about Harris's tenure as a district attorney. So now let's move on to attorney general. Again, I'm doing this piece by piece because nobody has an attention span anymore. So there are seven key things. So Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General from 2010 to 2016. During her tenure, she focused on several key areas, leading to significant accomplishments. There are seven things: consumer protection, criminal justice reform, public safety and law enforcement, environmental protection, civil rights advocacy, economic crimes and fraud, healthcare. Now, let's go through each of the seven things. Consumer protection, mortgage crisis settlement. Kamala Harris played a pivotal role in negotiating a $25 billion settlement with the nation's five largest mortgage servicers for improper foreclosure practices. This settlement provided significant relief to California homeowners, including reductions in principal and financial compensation. Homeowner Bill of Rights. Harris sponsored this legislation to protect homeowners from unfair lending practices to reform foreclosure processes, ensuring greater transparency and fairness. Criminal justice reform. Open Justice Initiative. She launched this initiative to increase transparency in the criminal justice system. It provided public access to data on crime, arrest rates, and police use of force, promoting accountability and informed policy making. Recidivism reduction. Harris expanded reentry programs and advocated for reforms to reduce recidivism. She supported the Back on Track LA program, modeled after her San Francisco initiative, to help first time nonviolent offenders reintegrate into society through education and job training. Let me stop right there. Again, this is the part that people don't know this, and it really, and I'm sorry to say this on my show. Actually, no, let me take that back. Let me stop lying. I'm not sorry to say this on my show. It absolutely upsets me and it infuriates the hell out of me that too many black people don't know this. Is that they go with they went with the narrative that, well, she was locking us up and just because they got caught with weed and and so they she didn't care about them and they were there for 25 years to life. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm being impatient and cranky here, but you have to understand. Think about that. Even in the states where weed is illegal, do you really think somebody went to jail for 25 to life for possession of weed? If somebody was in jail for that long, chances are there's something else there. Maybe that person also has other charges and convictions. Maybe there's a assault, rape, kidnapping, or a murder, whatever it may be. Nobody's doing 25 to life for weed. That just doesn't make any sense. And also, even if I were to agree with you that they got jailed for weed, like let's say I'm with you on that, that would also defeat the her purpose as a prosecutor. Like, oh, she was prosecuting people for committing crimes. Really? That's such a bad thing? So you mean people can't commit crimes anymore? Oh, how sad. Oh, goodness have mercy. Where was I at? Ah. Three, public safety and law enforcement. Human trafficking. She established a statewide task force to combat human trafficking, leading to the prosecution of numerous traffickers and providing support for victims. She also sponsored legislation to increase penalties for trafficking and enhance victim services. Oh, but y'all said that she's part of the political party that promotes human trafficking, right? I thought that was supposed to be the party of the human traffickers and the pedophiles and the child molesters and all that other garbage. Learn your stuff, people. Learn your stuff. Cybercrime. She created the e-crime unit to address cybercrime, including identity theft, child exploitation, and online fraud. The unit worked to protect California citizens from digital threats and prosecute offenders effectively. Number four, environmental protection. She took strong action against companies violating environmental laws. She prosecuted major corporations for pollution and enforced regulations to protect California's natural resources and public health. Climate change. She supported initiatives to combat climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. She defended California's landmark climate law, AB 32, against legal challenges and promoted to promote clean energy solutions. AB means assembly bill. So assembly is what they call the state legislature in California. I think there's a few other states that do that too. If I'm not mistaken, I think Virginia does it. It's either Virginia or Carolinas or one of them. Number five, civil rights advocacy, marriage equality. Harris was a staunch advocate for same-sex marriage. She refused to defend Proposition 8, which banned same-sex marriage, and her efforts contributed to the eventual legalization of same-sex marriage nationwide. Police reform. She supported measures to improve police accountability and transparency. She backed legislation requiring independent investigations of police shootings and worked to address issues of racial bias and excessive force in law enforcement. Now, here's one of my favorite ones, number 6, for-profit colleges. Harris sued Corinthian Colleges, a for-profit education company, for falsely advertising, and it says false advertising. Should be false advertisement, but whatever, we'll go with that. For false advertising and predatory lending practices. Her efforts led to the company's closure and significant relief for defrauded students. Again, this was after, I did another video about this. This was after Senator Elizabeth Warren had championed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and this was when, in 2010, when President Obama and Vice President Biden had made that a thing. Of course, you know who got in and took it away. Privacy protection. Harris championed consumer privacy rights and took action against companies that mishandled personal data. She issued guidelines for mobile app developers to enhance user privacy and transparency. And number 7, Affordable Care Act, the ACA, aka Obamacare. To those of you who think Obamacare and Affordable Care Act are different, it's the same. She defended the ACA in court and worked to implement its provisions in California. She ensured that consumers had access to affordable health care and fought against efforts to undermine the ACA. Kamala Harris's tenure as California Attorney General was characterized by her commitment to justice, consumer protection, and environmental sustainability and civil rights. Her proactive approach to addressing complex issues and advocating for vulnerable populations marked her time in office. So that's her achievement list and accomplishment list as Attorney General of California. So I don't know if she plans on running for president again, but if she does, which there's a part of me that kind of leans towards wanting her to do it again, because last time she only had a 3-month campaign. And listen, if somebody can bounce back from 4 indictments and 34 charges, somebody else can bounce back from a flawed 3-month campaign. So I don't give a damn what anybody tells me. And all the Democrats who may not be on board with that, listen, the other side propped up the worst person and worst candidate possible ever in American history. We don't have to be perfect with our people. We want our people to be good, but they don't have to be perfect. There can be a flaw or two as long as it's not something that's too insanely flawed. We can let stuff like that slide. So, my message to Kamala Harris, if you run again, all these things have to be emphasized and repeated. And to anybody who is close with Harris, friends, family, anybody who lives, especially in California, that has worked close with any of her campaigns, whether it be the presidential campaign or the attorney general campaign or whatever, even senator, just repeat those things, emphasize those things, educate people about those things. In another video, I'm going to talk about her achievements and accomplishments as a senator. I think she had some really good stuff there. And if you're watching this on Facebook, the link to my YouTube is in the comment section. Go to my About section. You'll see the links to my other socials there, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. So that's it for now. And I'm sorry, here it is. And that's it. Stay tuned.